How did I become an Amazon #1 best-selling author in competitive categories for under $100? Well, today we're going to be talking about that. Why in the world did I want to become an author? Well, let me tell you, I had a business where I was traveling across the country training people and young people how to fly drones. It was called dronecamp.org, became a big success. It's #1 on Google. You can look it up later. But I got to the point where people were calling me, wanting me to give talks. And so I had reached out to a speaking bureau. These are companies that specialize in booking people all across the country for speaking, and they get a commission. I said, oh my gosh, can you please be my agent? Can you be my speaking bureau? And then they asked, do you have a book? I didn't have a book at the time. I didn't show up with a nice shiny book. I said, no, I don't have a book. They said, okay, call us back when you have a book and then we'll review your file. And I was destroyed. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm not an author. I don't wanna be an author. They said, no, you need to have a book. How in the world did I manage to become a #1 best-selling Amazon author in less than 2 months? Well, because I'm not an author. I'm a marketer. A lot of these people are authors. Duh, you're writing a book, you're an author. But guess what? You gotta be a marketer. This is a big, challenging moment to undertake writing and publishing a book. And to be completely honest, I spent a lot of time on YouTube trying to navigate this, and I really did not get a lot of great piece of advice. A lot of these YouTube videos on Amazon KDP and tutorial 101s on how to start a book or how to write a book, they're not marketers, and their cover sucks, title sucks. You have to be creative. You have to figure out a way to get people to read your book. I'm not an author. I didn't come from it at the time. I was a marketing guy from day one. I understood how to make things look cool and exciting and how to tell a great story. And that's when I decided to enter the world of becoming a published author. Before the Deal Dictionary was even born, before I could call that speaking bureau back up and say, hey, I got a book, I had to start with an idea of I wanted to connect with the everyday person and not really make money from the book, but expand my name, because if more people read the book, that was more people that could then call me to come and speak. So I wasn't really concerned about a $9, $10, $15 book. I was more concerned about the thousands and thousands of dollars in a speaking fee that I would make by traveling if I just increased my brand by coming out with a book. Then you had to pick a topic. What topic was I going to talk about? I had a background in education. Obviously, I had a business where we trained people all across the country how to fly drones. And so as a result, a lot of young people were coming up to me asking about how I started this business called dronecamp.org at such an early age. And they said, hey, Matt, I have ideas for a business that I want to start. So even though these kids were so excited to jump into the world of business, they just had a lack of knowledge on basic business terminology like profit and loss statement, articles of incorporation. What does it mean when you meet with a lawyer and he says, my retainer is this much? And so that's when the idea clicked. I'm going to make a simple book for young people, for college students, for really anyone jumping into business, the top 100 business words that they need to understand to just survive and crush the competition. So that's where the Deal Dictionary was born. Now you just hear those words, the Deal Dictionary. Dictionary, people automatically assume, this is going to be boring. This is a reference book. This is just listing that. Matt, that's not a real book. That's just listing words and definitions. So that's where your marketing skills have to come in play, and you have to make things exciting. You don't want to make it super long. As you can see, this book is only 135 pages. It's 10 chapters with a foreword, and it's just easy. It's easy to hold. It's manageable. It's something that you can just give to somebody. Oh, okay. And it doesn't overwhelm them. Categories are important. You want to make sure that you can pick a category that is not too hard, but not too easy to rank in. There are plenty of softwares out there where you can actually look up competitors' books and you can see their estimated sales, where they rank, and their categories. So the other reason why I decided to do the Deal Dictionary is because that puts it in another category, which is reference categories or textbook categories, in addition to business and entrepreneurship. So business and entrepreneurship was something that was very, very hard to rank in, even though I did get in the top 100 the same week that Elon Musk came out with his book. But I also very quickly went to the #1 bestseller on Amazon in the dictionary and reference category. So you have to play that game. You had to be smart. I didn't do it all on my own. I utilized a lot of resources, including ChatGPT. The new thing on Amazon is now you had to disclose whether or not it was AI generated or AI assisted, which is very interesting. A lot of authors got pissed at the fact that these ChatGPT was outranking them, and authors were getting, authors have egos. They're like, I spent years writing this, and this AI generator wrote a book and is now #1 and is outselling me. Well, people are using the tools at their disposal, and I'm sorry that you got outranked by a computer. This is what's happening. It's very scary. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but this is the world we live in. It's how fast can you produce content? You're seeing videos online of AI generated things all the time. So there's a difference between AI assist and AI generated. So make sure you properly disclose that on Amazon so that they don't flag your content. I asked ChatGPT, okay, what are 10 topics or subjects that anyone needs to understand in business? And then it would spit it out: finance, legal, human resources, sales, marketing, technology. It would just boom, 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 boom. It would take those 10, and that's where I started. Those are where my 10 chapters came from. And from there, I found words underneath those categories. Okay, finance, profit and loss statements, investments, what's a dividend? What's an IPO, an initial public offering? So I slowly built my words, but I just didn't want to define them. I wanted to tell a story. So using my business experience in different things, I told real life and other business examples of business stories, and I interwove those words in, and then in the back I defined them. So you actually get real life knowledge, you learn from things, and then in the back it references the words. And that was the Deal Dictionary. It was something very simple, something very relatable. But why did it do so well in these categories? Why was it #1 in dictionary category? Why was it in the top 100 in the entrepreneurship category, which is so hard to even rank in the top 100 on the business and entrepreneurship category? Well, #1, it was something different and unique. It was easy to read, and then the copy and the cover just looked stellar. I used Fiverr to hire someone to edit the book and to put it in the Amazon KDP format. That was about $120 some, and he gave me a PDF, and that's how I uploaded the file on Amazon KDP. For an additional cost, I could do Amazon Kindle. I already have the audio equipment set up where I could do an audio book. I don't think people are going to listen to this. This is more of a resource and a tool, something that, I don't know that, let me go and look, or it's a good graduation gift to give to somebody. So I have not done an audio version of that. And really, I spent the majority of my effort designing a solid cover. I wanted it to be relatable for young people, for college students, for people under 30. It doesn't look boring. It looks exciting. The background, you've got money, you've got kind of the cartoon look going on, the Deal Dictionary, it sounds cool and appealing, and it just feels good. This is a matte finish. I don't like the gloss finish on the cover. The matte finish is nice. And what you do is when you first upload it, it will send you a proof. So this is the finished Deal Dictionary book, but before it does all that, Amazon will send you a proof. And you can kind of see it because they put a little band on the top that says not for resale, not for resale, not for resale. And it's just letting you know that this is a proof. And I heard online through different videos that the quality was less, but honestly, they're pretty much the same. They feel good, they're solid. The binding is really nice. That's another topic to discuss, is the binding and the size of the book. So Amazon has minimum sizing, large sizing, and I wanted to really be able to not make it super thick, but not make it super thin. And I wanted it to be very easy to carry around. You can put it in a book bag. You can even put it in a stocking stuffer for Christmas. It's something small enough that it's easy, it's on the go, they can just hold it. And furthermore, the bigger you go, the more wear and tear. The binding is great. The other reason why I went with a tiny book, 135 pages, is it's cheaper to manufacture. The bigger the book, the bigger the binding, the more expensive it is. It's more glue, it's more packaging, the shipping, it's heavier to ship. And I went with the cream finish on the pages, not the bright white where it just blinds you. And this is something that, honestly, I'm so glad I did. And next comes, how do you market the book? I come from the world of business, so I had email lists of contacts in my network, and I just started making little email buckets. I didn't send emails out, but I just started bucketing. Okay, these are people I went to college with. I was in a fraternity. Here's my fraternity list. Here are my cigar smoking buddies. There's that list. Here's my church list of people I go to church with. Here's the people I work with list. I started making that, and I did specific targeting for each one, because you want to start with your families and friends and your network, because people want to encourage you and they want to be proud of you for doing something. But at the same time, you don't want them to feel like they're generic. So obviously, I started with my college buddies. I started with my fraternity brothers. I said, hey guys, like, I just did this. I really haven't released this yet. I'm getting ready to release this. I would love for you all to buy the book. Why I did that is because what happens after you graduate college, people move all across the country. If you start with your church group, if you start with people you work with, the geolocation and the algorithm, it's only pinging at a specific location, and it's not really knowing, oh my gosh, this is taking off. He's getting sales from all over the place. So I started with my college network because my buddies moved out to Vegas. They moved to Florida. They moved to Colorado. They moved to New York. They were living in Chicago. So I instantly got sales all across the country. Ching, 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 ching. And all of a sudden, that's when it started to move up on the ranking list for Amazon KDP. And I did it in waves. You don't want to do it all at once, because the Amazon algorithm wants to see consistent sales. So it's one thing to sell a couple hundred copies right off the bat, but what happens 30 days out? What happens a week out? They want to continue to see that constant sales. If you start to decline in sales, that's when the algorithm will kind of pull back a little bit. So I mapped out a calendar 1 month out. I said, okay, here's going to be my immediate release. Here's 4 days out. Here's my other list a week out. I know I'm going to this church retreat here, there. I know I have a speaking gig lined up to speak to students at this business convention. They're going to go there. And then that's where that algorithm started. It started to massage the algorithm and really started to take off. Taking the marketing one step further, you got to have a kick-ass video. You got to have a trailer. You have to have a promo video, because, oh my gosh, I think we have it. Go ahead and cue the Deal Dictionary trailer. Introducing the Deal Dictionary. You have to be able to speak and comprehend the words of business in order to succeed.
An IPO is an initial public offering.
I went to school. This guy works in venture capital.
Balance sheets, profit and loss statements.
I don't speak monkey. Do you?
I wrote this book to navigate the world of business. You need to understand these words.
So I never did owe you any royalties for your patent.
What'd you just say?
Every bond and CDO salesman, subprime lender, and swap trader is going to be there.
This is like music, but I have no idea what you're saying.
You'll learn firsthand with examples of how these words are used in real life, how to apply them, and how to define them.
Are you reading the dictionary?
Boy, this is a mother dictionary.
So it's time to read the Deal Dictionary, the 100 must-know business terms to crush the competition. It's a must-have tool to guide you on your path to success. So what'd you think of that? That was a great way to promote the product, to promote the book. And if you look closely and rewind that video, I didn't even have the actual book yet. All I had was the proof copy, or it was the proof copy that Amazon sent. So if you look closely, you can see the little not for resale, not for resale. It was the draft copy. So that's being creative. You can even see how I held it in the video to cover up the banner, because you want to capitalize the minute you get that and start making marketing materials. It just adds to the credibility. Also, when I had people leave reviews for the book, I had them take a picture of them actually holding the book, so that yet again, people know, okay, this is real. People have physically held this book. It's not just a random review, because some people can pay for Amazon reviews. Remember, don't think about becoming an author. Think about becoming a marketer. Find something that people will actually read, they'll actually buy, and they can give to a gift. And you'll be amazed at the reviews that come in, the people that give you positive feedback. Pricing is another big thing. How do you price the book? I was not in the business of making money for this book, which is probably why it did so well and is doing so well, because it wasn't priced out of the market. It was under $10. I believe when I wrote it out, it was $9.88. And so Amazon will spit out a price of how much it costs them to produce this book, and then you can mark it up from there. I wanted it to be very, very reasonable and easy. And that's why I priced it so low, because my mindset was, okay, let me get this in the hands of as many people as I can. I'm not going to lose money on it. I'll make a little bit, but it's not enough to eat off of. But who knows when I'll get that phone call saying, hey, Matt, can you come to speak to this group? Can you come speak to this high school group? Can you come to speak to this business convention? Oh, and by the way, here's a $1,000 check. Here's a $2,000 check for speaking. And then the speaking checks started increasing. The other thing is it gets your name out there as well from an SEO perspective. I know you think your name is great and your website and your little blog is awesome, but Amazon will kick your ass every time on the algorithm on Google any day of the week. So you now have an About the Author page on Amazon.com. People can Google you. Your book comes up. It instantly builds credibility. And the fact that they can see it, touch it, read it, flip their fingers through it, they know it's credible. Who would have ever thought that this guy from Ohio that went to school in the middle of a cornfield in Indiana would come back and become an Amazon best-selling author in different categories? I never would have believed it. But remember, it's not about being an author. It's about being a great marketer, relating to an audience, actually choosing categories and topics that people will read and care about. Don't do it for the money. Do it to get your name out there, get your feet wet, and you'll never know what comes next. So, do you have what it takes to become an Amazon best-selling author? We'll see. Let me know the books you make in the comments, and I'd be happy to support.